a nice Easter weekend and loads of chocolates. Now we have, as you can see, we have a pretty busy agenda for today. So I try to cover everything and give you as well some times to ask for questions. The very first topic is the routine topic we have now since the beginning of the year about the 4G retrofit program. I won't go into greater details, you know everything about that, and I have included as well the let me just put it bigger. Yeah, might be easier now. So I just want to give you an update basically about what probably countries have confirmed, or if you have any update on any country that confirmed a new dates for the 2G and 3G. So this month, I just wanted to highlight we have three countries, so Greece, Hungary, and the UK, to confirm that they are 2G. Oh, sorry. Can I ask you to mute yourself, guys, if you don't mind? Okay, just yeah. Thanks very much. Thank you. So the big update this month is about these three countries. They have all confirmed that they will not shut down their 2G before 2030, which is good news. So we have more time as well with the 2G. So it means that the Blue Box One is still working perfectly fine in these countries until 2030. So this is great. So I will keep on giving you some updates every month. If there's no new update, I would just like remind you about what's the picture for today. And if we have any update like this, I would just highlight what's different. So I just remind you all the time, every month on the slides about what you have at your hand to communicate about this disruption of the 2G and 3G networks with your customers, how you can approach them. If you have FAQs as well, if you have any question, you can have a look at the FAQ and everything. So I just reminded like a routine now. So you have all the information in here, and also I have left the information about the kits as well that are available. So I won't go into details of that. You have seen that a few times. If you have any questions, just pop me an email or just let me know now. But I just prefer to leave them in the presentation, so at least you have them at hand. You don't have to go into another presentation to get the information if you need. Okay. So it's all about the pricing, the different kits, the part numbers, everything you need about the 4G retrofit. Now, as you know, we had the DSS, so the Dealer Sales School, happening in March, mid-March. So we would just wanted to give you a bit of a flavor of what we have shown them as well, and especially what will be new and launched this year. So I tried to do like a quick summary of what we'll have. So we have tried to present that from the Maxio Cool aspect, you know, about this Maxio Cool concept. We have four pillars: Maxio Uptime, saving, sustainability, and control. So this is just a way to see how you can enhance the value of the refer via aftermarkets, for example, products and services like connectivity and everything. So we have used these four pillars to show a little bit what will be out this year. So on the Maxio Control pillar, this year we have OneView. So for those who are not familiar with what is OneView, OneView will be a new platform. It's not replacing tracking at all. No, it's two separate platforms. So we still have our tracking platform, as you know it. There will be some enhancement, but I will talk about that later on. But we still have our tracking platform. What we want to offer with OneView, it's a new service that we want to offer to our customers. So we have heard some customers saying, I'm not 100% TK customer. I have also some carrier units, Schmitz units, other competition units, and I want to be able to see all my fleet in one single platform, right? Before going into that big development effort of changing the current tracking to accommodate that need, we thought we have a different approach, and we said, let's find a ready-to-go platform. So we are partnering with a very big player onto the gathering data place. I won't tell the name right now. It's still confidential, but we'll share that in the press release very soon. But that's a very well-known player onto the data aggregator space. So we have partnered with them. We have our own platform named Tracking. So it's called OneView because we have to differentiate for current tracking, but that will be also branded Tracking. So they have different access. They will have to get another link to access this OneView. And what will they find onto OneView? They'll be able to find the TK units, the Carrier unit, the Schmidt, the Volvo, the Krona, every single unit they have in their fleet. They can see that onto that OneView platform. Okay. Um, on the top of what you have already onto tracking, like, for example, the reporting features, the geofencing, the notifications, the alarms, that's also onto OneView. On the top of that, you also have some other data that you cannot have onto tracking, like the driver behavior. So obviously, that's at the condition that the equipment has been fitted on the unit. EBS, TPMS, you know that we already have loads of EBS equipment that we can cover into tracking. But here, because all these data are from APIs that we are getting from the different source of data, like Schmitz or Carrier, TK, right? So we are getting all the data via API and we are gathering all of it onto OneView, right? So if the API includes EBS, TPMS data, we'll be able to display that onto the OneView platform. Same as the driver behavior. If you have a tachograph fitted, you'd be able as well, the customer would be able as well to see the driver behavior data onto the OneView platform. Okay. So this is, sorry, so just want to make sure everybody is on board. Okay, welcome to those who just joined. So this is about OneView. So that's a different platform that is different from tracking. Okay, I don't want any confusion on that. Now, what are... Okay, so there will be a cost into OneView. First reason is because we are using a third-party platform, so we have cost involved. That's the main reason. And we are providing an additional service to your customers. So at today, there are some data aggregator supplier that are charging every single unit added to their platform at a cost per month. That's the same logic. There's a cost involved for having a unit added to OneView, so there is a cost of €7.5 per month and per unit. This is an extra charge, right? So this is on the top of all the existing subscriptions for the customer. I explain myself a little bit more in here. So for example, the customer has 5 TK units, okay? And they have 10 Schmitz units, okay? So because OneView is a data aggregator, we need to get the data from somewhere. So oh, sorry. Can you just mute yourself if you don't mind? That would be brilliant. Thanks very much. So we need to get the data for all of these units, right? So the customer will have to pay tracking for getting the data from tracking and use the API. That will be then injecting the data onto OneView. They will have to pay for the Schmitz subscription to access the data and get them sent over via API. If they have Carrier units, they would have to pay as well something at Carrier to get the data and get them via API to OneView, right? They are paying for the source of the data. And then on the top of that, so they would still be paying the 5 TK tracking contracts that they are paying for getting the data of their units. It can be connect and share, so no access to tracking platform, but just data via API. That's also something possible, okay, to be able to get access to OneView. But they need to get a tracking contract for their TK units first. On the top of that, they would need to pay a subscription at Schmitz, for example, to get the data sent via API. And then every single unit that will be added to OneView will have a cost of €7.5 per month per unit. So it will be 7.5 euros multiplied by 5 TK units plus 7.5 euros multiplied by 10 Schmitz units. Okay, I hope it's clear. If you have an equation is not clear, just unmute yourself and jump in. Okay, so this is the extra cost. We had discussions during the DSS about it might be expensive. That is cheaper than the cost of the average cost of a data aggregator. So if they go to Trimble, for example, which is doing exactly what we'll be doing for OneView, they would be paying 10 euros per month per unit. Okay, so just to give you an idea, so it's not something different from what is already happening at today on the market. So this is what we offer. We want to see what's the traction of that. We might have questions about why don't we do that onto tracking. If we go that route onto tracking to be able to include as well data from the competitions units, it might take probably a year and a half, 2 years, I don't know, but it would take a significant amount of time for developing that and a significant as well amount of investment as well to do these changes. We don't know really what will be the tractions on that. So we have decided to get another approach, get something from a well-known player on the data aggregator space, and so that we can have a solution ready to go, and kind of like reliable, and we know it's working fine. It's something well installed onto the market, and see what's the traction on that. If we see a huge success, then we might think about having that into tracking. Why not? But that is a way for us to just try to offer quicker products and solutions to a customer instead of having a long developing time before we have something. Sorry, guys. Can you please mute yourself? Thanks very much. Okay. So if everything is clear about the pricing, then just want to tell you what will be coming as well in terms of training plan. So there will be obviously a OneView portal training for the dealers and the internal people, so that you can get familiar with what you can find, how you access it, so that you can obviously explain your customers how to use OneView as well. There will be a launch webinar at the end of Q2, and the training will follow shortly after that. You'll have user manuals, you have quick start guide as well, you have brochure, fact sheet, everything that you need to promote that to your customers. And as usual, it's kind of a standard right now, but as soon as we have a new product or new service to offer, we always create an HTML email for you to use directly with your customers in different languages, so you can basically promote the OneView to your customers. Okay, so this is planned for end of Q2. Yeah, just one thing as well, we will also have a demo portal for OneView that you will be able to use for demonstrating that to your customers. So we'll also have that on the top of all the training plan you have in here. So you'll have also access to a demo platform, so that you can first get familiar as well with the OneView, but also you can demonstrate that to your customer. Okay. Just a quick overview about, okay, but why would I offer OneView to my customer? In what cases? Okay, so if it's a TK only fleet, then might be that tracking is enough for him. I had actually a chat like an hour ago with a customer, and they have dry fleets, they have dry vehicles, and they would like also to see that. So even if there are TK units and they have dry vehicles, they might be interested into OneView because they would like to see everything into one platform. But if they have only TK, if they have only reefers and TK units, then tracking is enough. Also, if the customer wants to get tracking and share the data with a third party, which is not OneView, a third party can be any third party of his choice or his own platform as well. Sometimes we have customers with their own platform that they have developed. Then they have to go for tracking as well. They wouldn't need to get OneView. And something important as well onto tracking, you have, if the customer wants to use two-way commands for his TK units, it will have to go onto tracking. it cannot use the two-way commands onto one view. It's just a display, let's say display mode view. Okay, so it's just to get visibility on his entire fleet, but he cannot interact with the TK units onto one view. So if he wants to get two-way, he'll go onto tracking now. If he wants two-way on his TK tracking units, but he also have competition units, he can go with one view. He will always have, if he goes for one view, he will always have access as well to tracking. Unless if he goes to connect and share, which is only data sharing, no access to tracking. But if he goes for connect and set and track and control, he will have access to tracking, and on the top, he will have access to one view. So he will always have access to the two systems. There's no issue about that. Now, if they have mixed fleets, if they want all the data like the driver behavior, the tractor data, or if they want to use, if they want to get visibility on the EBS TPMS data for the entire fleet, mixed fleet mainly, then one view is a solution for him. Okay. Obviously, we don't include into one view. That's how you got it. It's only gathering the data from the different sources, from different suppliers, TK, Schmidt, Kayer, whoever it is. Okay, so it doesn't include any hardware cost into one view. It's the one view cost is only the access to the view. Okay, if the customer wants, for example, the driver behavior, it will have to pay for the tachograph and the installation as well with his supplier, right? So all the equipment, installation cost, everything, and the access of the data from the different supplier is still at the customer's cost on the top of the one view fee. I hope it's clear. If you have any question or if it's not clear, if you have anything, if you are in doubt, you can just jump in, just unmute yourself and tell me if you have anything which isn't clear. Okay. I'm just trying to check as well on my phone to see about if there is. Yes, Andrew, tell me.
Thanks, well, just one of our customers, Dixon Transport, who is a full tracking customer, but his trailers are Schmidt's, and they're using the Schmidt's telematics for the tires and the brakes and that stuff. But one of the questions they're asking is the independent sensors that are fitted to the Schmidt's telematics. Can that be viewed? Could that be viewed in one view?
So if these data are in the API link from Schmidt's, yes.
Okay.
So we need to check if that the independent sensors data are included into the API from Schmidt's. If that's the case, yes. Everything we get from the API from Schmidt's can be seen onto one view.
Okay, that's good.
But to answer you also, Andrew, to this, we are in constant conversations with Schmidt's to have that on tracking. So that's an open conversation that happens now with them. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Do we have any sort of time frame there on that? No.
I would like to. I would like, but yeah, we are in now. We started a new round of conversations with them, and I hope by June, July to have an agreement on this topic, not implementation, but agreement on this.
Okay, that's good news. Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question, guys, about OneView? Also, I just want to specify something. There's a quick FAQ we put at the end of the deck, and you can have a look at this. If you have any other question, obviously you can come to me and I will enhance this FAQ. If the customer wants data onto the trailer, so the reefer, for example, and he has another unit, another device fitted on the tractor, and he wants also, let's say these two, then they will have to, it will count as two different units onto OneView. So it has to be clear as well with the customer when you will invoice. We are not invoicing at the vehicle level, so tractor and trailer together. If there are two different devices fitted and we are getting the data of two different sources, then this is two fee for these two, let's say, component of the vehicle, right? This is already what's happening with the aggregator, but I just want to make, if you have any question about, yeah, my customer would like to see for his vehicle the data of the tractor and the data of the reefer unit and the trailer, then it will be two different. It will be considered at two different units onto one view. So you also have to consider that when you would explain that to your customer. It's one system, one box, or one telematics box, 1 minute, kind of, onto the one view system. Now, if everything is clear, we just wanted to show you what's the value proposition for OneView. So why should the customer go to us and not another data aggregator, for example, right? So first, that would be just one single point of contact for your customer. They have an issue about their TK units, or they have a question about OneView, they go to the same person. They go to their dealer, or they go to the support team, which is the main contact in here. So it simplifies the contact flow, right? And it's just like make it easier, because they might say, yeah, okay, this is a Schmitz device, so I have to call Schmitz, or I have to, no, they just call Thermo King and we look after that for them. We have only it's a very quick process for integration. It's only one quick form. They give us all the information about what sources of data they want us to include into OneView. They tell us what vehicle they want, and then we just handle everything for them. They're still under the Thermo King hat, obviously. So the dealer expertise will be here full time with the customer. So they are not losing, if they are using, for example, today, another aggregator, and they have a question about a Thermo King unit, they will never get recommendations, or they will never get the opinion, the expertise from OTK dealer network about what could be done differently on the unit, or what's happening on the unit. They don't have that expertise. It only stays with us, Thermo King. So having us responsible for OneView as well, the customer can keep that expertise for his fleet. Also, the customer support, as I told you, it goes to the support team. So one single point of contact, it's much easier. And the process for the invoice is also streamlined, because actually the customer will receive only one single invoice for their tracking subscriptions and OneView. So there's no different source of billing. It just goes into one single invoice, and it makes life of our customers easier. Okay. This is the FAQ. I think I would skip it because we have a very busy agenda. But here it's like simple questions about what if the customer want this, the tracking and OneView. What if they want OneView but not tracking? No. To get access to OneView, they need to subscribe to a contract for their TK units. So you have some few questions in here. If there are questions that are not mentioned in here and you want the answer, then just pop me an email and I'll make sure that I will enhance that. Now, the next project for 2025, it's in the Maxio Savings pillar. This is the Energy Insight dashboard. Okay, so what is it? If that's the very first time you see that, it might be a lot to digest, and I'm very sorry for that. But what is the Energy Insight dashboard? So we know that all customers and all dealers need insight about the performance of the unit, and guide them as well to how they could improve the performance of the units as well. So we have started with the energy insights. So we plan to get some more dashboards year after years. The first one is the energy insights. That is only about trailers. So it's not about SP or VPs. It's only about trailers, right? And at today, the scope is only Advancer single temp, multi-temp, and also XLXI single temp only. Okay, just to give you a bit of background on what is included into the dashboards. That is something that would be available for customers and dealers. We plan to get the basic version included for free into the Connect and Control contracts. So we plan to get two versions, one basic and one premium. So the basic will be for customers at no extra cost if they have the Connect and Control contract, and the premium version will be at a fee. You might ask loads of questions about what would be that fee and what is it exactly, the basic and the premium. So let's go into a bit more details. So this is the basic dashboard. So they have information about the protection hours across the Blue Box fleet. the fuel rate data as well about across the Blue Box fleet. And we have what is very valuable in here is the fuel savings opportunities. So we show the customer, we tease him a little bit saying, see, if you had run into cycle century, instead of having like continuous, you would have saved X amount of fuel that would translate into X amount of euros of money, right? So this is the basic dashboard. So it gives like a sense of, okay, you can see on the screen here, but I will go into the live system in a second. You can see that we are giving like visibility on per vehicle group, per type as well of vehicle, like single temp, multi-temp, refer model as well. So you have different filters that you can apply to the basic dashboards. And you have the premium version as well. This is not defined yet if the premium will be also accessible by customers or only dealers. And that's why I will need your help, and I will talk about that in a second. So the premium version is basically, it goes deeper. It goes more granular into details. So once you have seen, like, for example, you go onto one of the criteria we have discussed, and it says, yeah, you could have saved X amount of fuel by running cycle century, then it will give you the details of how, give you recommendations, what can you do, what units are more affected by this fuel saving opportunities. So it will just give you more indications about what can the customer do better, or what you as a dealer can offer your customer. For example, solar panel. I don't know. It can be like a door switch. It can be some sales opportunities as well for you dealer to give more insight to your customers, and then to help him performing the refer better and save some energy as well. So let me just stop sharing for a second because I need to get access to the link. I really want to show you how it looks like. I won't be able to spend much time on that, but I really want to give you a sense of what we have. So, oh, sorry, I have a connection issue. I feel like the suspense is increasing right now, right? Might be too much now, but let me get it. Okay, so this is the right account. Okay. But I know that the team is working on it, so maybe the link I have are obsolete. Let me try again. Yeah. Okay, so I will include that into another call. I will have to anyway to have a training with you about the vlog, so I might also take that time to show you a bit live. Sorry for that. It looks like my link is not working anymore, so that's fine. So if you are interested into knowing more about that, we have a demo program. So let me go back to our deck. I will talk about in a sec. Sometimes technology is not the best. Okay. Okay, so this is all about the premium dashboard now. So how do we think these premium dashboards will be beneficial for you dealers? We think that it will be a better understanding for you for on the unit performance, so you'll be able to give recommendations and also strengthen the relationship with your customer. The more insight and recommendation you give your customer, the better they feel looked at as well, and your relationship will be much stronger. And you can also like generate some sellings as well, additional sellings about accessories, for example, as I was saying before, the door switch, for example. This is planned for Q4 2025. The full release is planned for Q4 2025. Okay, so now in the Maxio Cool, we have tracking mirroring as well. So ignore about the sentences in here and the text in here, because I think it will be easier if I give you an example. So what is mirroring? It's a new feature first that we had to tracking. It's not available into the current tracking. Every new feature will be developed into the new tracking 20X, as we call it internally. This is a new platform that we are creating. For now, we have done the first phase, and I will talk about that into greater details in a few slides. And one of the new feature we have implemented into this new platform is mirroring. So let's say I am a vehicle owner. Okay, I have a fleet of 10 units, and I am transporting goods for Reluca for a week. Okay. I want to give Raluca visibility on the data of the vehicle I'm using for her goods for the time I'm transporting her goods. Okay, so this is a way for me to make some schedule onto the data sharing and be able to say, Raluca, now you have access to tracking. You can look at the data for the vehicle I'm using for your goods transportation, and the data will only show onto Raluca's account on tracking only when at the time I defined. So it can be basically triggered on dates. So from 1st of May until 31st of May, she'll be able to see the data for that vehicle nonstop. Or I can tell Monday to Friday from 8 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the afternoon, she'll be able to see the data. Before 8 o'clock, she will not get any data from that vehicle. After 6 o'clock, she will not get data either for that vehicle. Over the weekends, same as well. Or we can say, okay, from the warehouse, so geofence A until the customer, so Raluca's warehouse or depot, geofence B, between A and B, she will get the data. So once it will detect the exit action of the vehicle from my geofence and the entry event of the geofence of Raluca, then in between the two of them, she will receive the data during the transportation. Once it's at her place, then it stops the sharing. And if it didn't leave my geofence, my warehouse, same, she will never get access to the data. So it's only during the transportation. So we have these three triggers: the date, the time, and also the geofence that the customer can play with. So this is really something that we want to provide our customers. There will be different phases as well for mirroring. For now, the phase we have released is only one way. So in the sense that I don't want Raluca to be able to interact with my unit, because I am transporting her goods. So I don't want her to interact with the unit. So she won't have two-way commands. If I was leasing my vehicle to Raluca and Raluca was transporting the goods with my units, she would then use the unit. So she would need to interact with the unit. Then I will have to transfer the two-way command to her. This is not yet onto the system. So the transfer of control is not available yet. It will come at a later stage this year. But for now, we have the one way, so display only. And soon we also have this data of the mirrored units, as we say. So the data that Raluca will see, which is my unit, but she can see it. We call it mirrored unit for Raluca. So all the mirrored unit that Raluca will see, she'll be soon able to also get the data via API and send it to a third-party platform as well. I'm saying soon because we need to make some changes to the REST API. And then the third party will also have to make some few changes as well on his side, so he can accommodate as well the data of the mirrored units. Okay, so every sub-customers who is willing to share the data of his vehicle with the end customer, that is really something for him. Mirroring is the answer. Any customer willing to share his data basically this is for him. Now the only question is to recommend or not, and also the aspect about the web service, which is not ready yet, but that will come soon. So that's why I will always inform you as we get something ready. I will inform you about what is clearly available, what is not yet, so that you can clearly explain your customers and see what customers would be likely to go for mirroring, not to set some expectations that are not here yet. Okay. So the value proposition obviously is to be able to control the data sharing. So the customer can choose, this is my vehicle, but I don't want to show data before this and this date. This is really like a very, very well way, a good method for controlling when to share the data. I can share it with many customers, as many customers as I want. I can have Raluca, I can have Andrew tomorrow, I can have 4 different vehicles. I can really share the data of the vehicles from my fleet to different people. There's no restrictions on that. There will be the API integration as well. So there will be also, there is reports. We have a new mirroring report available as well. So we have that. And we'll have notifications and alarms later in the project as well this year. So this is basically what we want to provide our customers. So we already have some customers interested by this. If you have any question or you're just not sure, okay, is mirroring as it is at today good for my customer, for his need, you can contact me, we can discuss. I can even demonstrate and do a demo to your customer to show how mirroring looks like, what they can do, how to use it. I'm really open to discuss any single opportunity that you might have in mind. Okay, just to show you quickly how it looks like onto tracking. This is the view of a data owner. So my view, let's say, before sharing with Raluca, I will create a link with Raluca. If she has already a tracking account, I will create a link with her. So that also answers a lot of needs from current tracking customers saying, I have my own fleet, but I'm also using this vehicle and this vehicle. I would like to see them all. And instead of having like access to 10 or 5 different tracking accounts, with mirroring, they will have only one single tracking account and all the units will come to that account, no matter where it comes from, what customer it comes from. So that's really like helping as well the customer monitoring his fleet as well, the best way possible. So they create a link. So I will create a link with Raluca, or I will create a new account for her into tracking and she will only see the mirrored units. And then I will just like create schedules. As I was explaining you, it can be dates, it can be days, and it can also be geofence. And then you can access, I can see what data, for what vehicle and with who I am sharing data with. I have visibility on that as a vehicle owner. And Raluca can see on her account all the mirrored units, knowing what customer is sharing that unit with me. So that's also something that is visible. Okay, if you don't have any question about mirroring, I will just jump to the next project as well, which is in the Maxio Cool pillar. So this is the Blue Box Dry. So what is Blue Box Dry? This is a telematics device for non-refrigerated units. Okay, that could be a standalone cellular 4G tracking device with a GPS antenna. You'll only get access to location and speed into tracking, which are the data that you need to get for your dry vehicle. And here, what we're trying to do, obviously, the big value proposition about having a Blue Box Dry is to allow our customers having not refrigerated, I will get there, trailers also available onto tracking. So one single interface for refrigerated and non-refrigerated trailers for our TK customers. That will be a cost competitive as well solution. Blue Box Dry will offer a flexible and high performance solution. So we are very conscious about the pricing here. So we'll come back to you in Q3 with that new solution. Okay, now I want to talk about tracking 20x. So that's the new tracking platform and the phase one especially. So I sent an email to some of you asking for volunteers. So what we would like to do for tracking 20x, as we know, we'll have multiple phases along the year and probably as well next year, because it takes a lot of time to transfer the existing, not transfer because we keep them onto the current tracking. There's no issue about that. But to copy them, let's say, onto this new platform, it takes a lot of time to do that. It's a different architecture from a technical point of view. I won't go far into the explanation, but that's a different system for our engineers. So they are working on the tracking 20x piece by piece. Okay, so the first phase happened a month ago, or less than a month ago, actually, a few weeks ago. That includes Fleet View, which is the equivalent of tracking list, and that's the screenshot I just put in here on the screen. So it shows the list of vehicle, and you can find more or less the same functionality that we have onto the current tracking. If there is any missing functionality today, that's something planned for the future phases. So you don't have the full Fleet View ready, which is the equivalent of tracking lists ready at now. You just like do piece by piece because you have dependencies as well, depending on, for example, the two-way commands. It's a much bigger effort than just importing a list of units. So we have Fleet View. We have also Managed Fleet. So Managed Fleet is, as you know, this is the same name that what we have onto the current tracking. So this is the vehicle groups management, the subscription, for example, so that will include all of this. So for now, we have Fleet View, and I have a link to show you how it looks like. Reporting, so we already imported 5 reports, but we don't have the export functionality available yet. It will come very soon. And mirroring, as I was mentioning, the new feature is on the new tracking. So this is mirroring one way only. When I say one way only, there's no control transfer with the two-way. So this is data display basically for the end customer. And the web service via API will be available very soon. So in a few months, we'll get that. So I just want now to go into this new platform just to show you a little bit how it looks like. And I will then ask you if you want to be on the journey of the tracking 20x with us, come back to me. So this is the Fleet View. I'm using a test account onto tracking, so that's why you have no satellite coverage. But when you do have data, it shows, as you can see in here. You have all the columns in here, as you know. Here, this is to customize it, so you can pick everything you need. So this is all about the Fleet View, okay? Manage Fleet, this is how it looks like. Here it is. So you have all about the subscription, and you have, so subscription actually will be available very soon, but that's all about the edit vehicle in here, so you can update the names, for example. Mirroring, which is the new feature. So here, as you can see, this one, I'm sharing, for this specific example, I am sharing data with this GoAway Plant account. And this is basically the details about what unit I'm sharing with and last time that the data has been sent out. So I have some history. Here it's about the schedules. So this one is active because the dates are we're still within the time frame. We are not the 30th of April yet. When it says inactive, this is because it's not sending data at today because this is over. It was the 31st of March, so there is no data sent because the schedule is already at its end. So this is how it is. You have a mirroring link code in here. I will explain that when we'll have the launch. This is the customer ID, basically, and when they create a link, they can use that reference. And here, this is the report. So we have 5 reports available at today. That includes the mirroring report, this new report that we have created for mirroring feature. You can generate it. As I was mentioning, we don't have the export functionality yet, but that will come very soon. So that will be soon available. So this is the new platform. I'll go back onto the presentation. Okay. So we are looking for validation. So what we plan to do for tracking 20x, as it goes through different phases, we want to get customer users trying it phase after phase, right? And give us their feedback. So let us know, okay, this wasn't intuitive enough, or I couldn't find how to do this. So all of this valuable feedback we can get from users before we have the platform released to all user tracking users. We want to get we want to get some feedback from users. So I am looking for users. At today, I don't even have 10 users. Okay, we can start small and we can enhance and we can add some more as the phases will be released. I'm fine with that. But I will really appreciate your help if you can just come back to me. If you think about any customer that would be really enthusiastic about being on the journey with us for the tracking 20x, and it's quarter after quarter when we have a new release, then they can just have a look and say, oh, I tried this new feature, it has been released this month, and then give us their feedback. That would be very, very valuable for us. I mean, at the end, that is a platform for customers. So we want to make sure that it's really suitable for them. So if you can just come back to me and say, oh, I discussed with my customer, blah, 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 and they will be happy to test the different phases. We need just 1, 2, 3 users per customer. We don't need the entire customer to do that validation. Only 1, 2, 3 good candidates at the customer using the platform regularly will be more than happy with that. That would be very fantastic for us. So if you can just, I don't know why it comes there, but if you can just come back to me and tell me, okay, I have approached that customer, is willing to participate, that will be really, really good. And on the top of that, because I never ask just one thing, but I always ask loads, we would like you dealers as well to be on board as well on that journey with us. So if you would like to be one of the users, like trying as well the platform and the different phases and see the new features adding up quarter after quarter, just contact me and we can make you a user for the tracking 20x. I think it would be very valuable for you because when the tracking 20x will be live, it won't happen right now, that's for sure, but at least you have the chance to first get familiar piece after pieces, about the features and how the system works. And second, so it means that from a training point of view, you'd be the expert about tracking 20x with your customers. There will be no secret anymore. But mainly as well, you can give us your feedback about what you think is working fine, not that fine, what's missing. I'm not saying we will implement every single request on improvement, but I can tell you that we will consider it. If there is a way we can implement it straight away, we'll do it. If it's not possible to do it straight away, we'll include it into a phase or future development, but at least we can capture these improvement requests and good ideas. We cannot do that if you're not on board with us. So I really encourage you to contact me again. Tell me I want to be part of it. Sign me off and just add me to give me access to the tracking 20x. And then once I have all the users on board, and I will organize a quick webinar explaining how to give the feedback as well, because we have a feedback process. And explaining you as well what is available into the different phases. So we'll have that as well kicking off very soon in the next 2 weeks, I'd say. Okay, so if you're interested in being part of it, come to me. For the Energy Insight dashboard, so I couldn't show you live, unfortunately, but I explained you about the basic and premium Energy Insight. That's a shame it does not work today. I'm so sorry for that. I thought it would be working as it was working before, but anyway, I wanted to show you really the power of this dashboard, because screenshot is one thing, but seeing it in live, it's much easier for you to understand how powerful it can be for you and your customer. It really gives good insight, like screenshots, of, okay, this is your fleet. Out of your fleet, this is half of them is running this mode, and these are the opportunities. And the premium is really granular. So it goes into each of the units, each of the units every day as well for the period of time you have run the dashboards for. So you can select the customer you want to include into the dashboards. You can select the vehicle groups for that customer you want to include. You can also run the reports for specific type of refer. You really have granular filters as well. So it's really, really powerful. As you know, we are not launching that before the end of the year. So we have still a few months ahead of us to understand what value it can be for you and your customers. And because of that, we have created a demo program. This is 3 months free of charge for you customers, up to you dealers, for up to 2 customers. So you can pick from the dealership, you can pick 2 customer accounts that you would like to include the data into that dashboards. Then you'll have access to the dashboards for these the data of these 2 customers. You'll be able to access the premium dashboard. You'll be able to the basic as well, of course. And then we want to understand better how you use that, how valuable it is for you. We need to understand if, for example, the premium is better to be kept with the dealers only, or if that could be also for customers. So we really need to get your feedback on how you would use the data, what data would you use, and what would be hopefully the data-driven services that you have created from this data as well. So that's why if you want to participate to that demo program, there will be some few conditions that will be just for us to understand how you use that. So you'll be on a journey for 3 months with us for like a session every month, end of the month. We'll have a workshop with you guys, and we'll have some topics to go through during the workshop. The first one will be, how do you find the dashboard? Do they find them useful? Not complete enough? Or we can just like discuss about that. And then how do you plan to use them into your daily operations as well? So that will be the topic for the first month, for example. So we'll have 3 workshops in the next 3 months, just aiming to understand how you use it and what is the value for you, your customers. We will also ask you to show these dashboards to the 2 customers you have selected, so that we can get also their feedback. You know, how do they find these dashboards? Is the premium version too complex for them? Too much information? Basic, not enough? Good enough? So we need also to get a sense of how does the customer see this dashboard as well. So this is basically what it's all about for the demo program. Same, if you want to be part of it, come back to me. It's not too late. We have sent an email end of March about that to get some volunteers until early April. But if you are very interested in having that demo program, you can just come back to me and we'll do our best to accommodate. So we can still do something for you. Okay. A quick information about the credit notes. So at today, when you send credit notes, you send it to the support team, and then they handle that with the billing team. So we had discussions with the teams, different teams, to see how can it be more efficient, because it's a manual process, and it's not that easy as well to create some credit notes, let's say 6 months after the invoice has been generated and issued and shared. So we will ask you from now to submit your credit note within the 3 months after the invoice date. So if you got an invoice 1st of May, you need to submit your credit note request within the 3 months after that. So basically 1st of August, more or less. That will simplify the process, and that's basically as well because our system cannot handle loads of back and forth when it's over a very long time. So over 3 months, it's making the system it's making it harder for us to process the credit notes. So if you can just keep in mind, if there is any credit note to submit, no issue at all. Just remember to do that within the 3 months after the invoice have been issued. If it's submitted after 3 months, we might have to say like we cannot process it anymore. So just keep that in mind. Okay. same process. You go to the support team, etc. There's no change on that. I wanted to remind you about the tracking data matrix. I'm just conscious of the time, so I keep an eye on the clock. So lately I had some few requests from some of you asking, okay, what data do I have if I have an XLXI? What can I find onto tracking for this type of reefer? And we have circulated that matrix, I think it will be probably 2 years ago now, and I tried to remind you about this matrix from time to times. But I thought that it could be maybe a good time as well to remind you about this matrix. You can find this matrix onto Info Central. The link is active in here. So if you click on the link from the presentation, you will go straight to the place where you can find it onto Info Central. You have different tabs. You have tabs for, like, for example, Figure Block and SP. You have VPs. You have with Blue Box Lights, etc. So you have different tabs. We are going to update it as well because it's, I think, loads of things happened in the last year. So we want to also add the new platforms that have been launched since. But I think it's a very good base as well for you. So if you have any question, can I see, I don't know, the set point, or can I see the ambient temperature? Everything is here. We really try to make it simple for everyone. So if you have any improvement requests as well, come back to us or to me, and I will escalate, and we'll see what we can do on that. But this is here for you, ready to be used. So you can simply click on the link and get access to the matrix. And now that's the last one, and it should not take long. I just wanted to talk about the digital breakthrough. So we launched the initiative in March to say, yeah, we want to hear from you. We want you to think about all the ideas you can get around digital. The deadline was end of March, and we got loads of participation, and thank you so much for that. We had some really creative people, and that was really amazing to get so much ideas. I have one person in particular in mind, and he couldn't stop sending forms. So that was really, really good to see. Very, very positive, and hopefully we'll run that more often as well. But we have some prizes as well that we say that we will that every people like being part of that initiative and submitting one idea is basically have one chance to get a prize. The prize is a smart tag, and we have 3 of them to offer to give away. And I found a little nice spin. I don't know how you call it, like a wheel that you can just like spin. And I thought it would be great just to get live, all together the 3 winners for these ones. So let me share my screen, and we can just get the 3 winners right now. And you see the names of the person who participated. So this is how it looks like. Okay, that's the first time I'm using this, and I think it's pretty cool. But let's see how it goes. So I will just like spin. I guess that's how I have to do. So the first winner is you, Enrico, technical service. So congratulations, you got one smart tag, so I will be sending that to you. Now, to be fair with the others, I will remove you from the list. If you can see Costa 1, 2, 3, it's because they have been very inspired and they send multiple ideas. So this is multiplying their chances to win as well. But yeah, that's why you have multiple names. So I will just remove Techno Service from the draw for the second one, just to give more chances as well to the others. And I will let's see who is the second. Now. Matthias! Well done, Matthias. So you have the second smart tag. And the last one, but not least. Lorenzo and Daniela. Oh, no, sorry, Eric. Well done, Eric. So you got the third one as well. So congratulations to the 3 winners. I will be organizing the shipment of this smart hack to you. That was really, really good to get some nice ideas from you. So we are in the process of looking at them because we got so many of them that now we are in the review process. But thanks so much. It's really helpful for us to understand what you see in the future for digital and for your customers. It was great. And the last topic I just would like to go through is what does the team work on? We are still working on the evolution project, the tracking 20x. I showed you the phase 1, phase 2 is in development as well, in progress. Energy Insight dashboard as well, because we are like basically giving access. That's why I couldn't access it today, because they are transitioning that to another server so that you can use it for the demo program. And then the OneView as well. So OneView will be launched in end of Q2. So we have some activities in the back end, as I was talking about, all credentials and all of this is happening in the back end. So that was a very intense and full of topic today session. And I'm sorry, I'm over time now. So, but do you have any question? I don't see any specifically anything specific in the chat. But if you want to ask a question, share something with us, there's absolutely no issue. You can just unmute yourself and jump in. And if not, as usual, I will share that presentation and the recording link later today. If you have any topic you want me to include for the May monthly call, let me know. What is about to come as well, I will organize a WeLog activation, deactivation, all of this session as well, specifically for WeLog, just to show you how easy it is, because you know the history about WeLog. It's been very complicated at the beginning, but now the system works very well. So I just want to just show you quickly what's the steps for activation of the WeLog, so that you can get a bit more familiar with that as well. So I will organize that in May as well. And if you need anything else from me or from the team, just let me know, and I'll be happy to work with you. Yes.
So there is a question from Fabian about the Service Watch done on the A series, and I'm interested in that too. So could you please answer that question?
So the question, I guess, is when will it be available, right?
Yes.
I know. It's so this is something we have on the roadmap for this year. So I can't tell more about that, Thomas. I don't know if Raluca is still with us and she has some more information about that. But at today, I don't have any dates, so I can check again with Raluca if she has an insight. That is something we want to implement. Now we have restriction about limitation about the resources, as you know. So we are trying to see how we can fit that into the project for this year. But that is a big push we are putting as well. It's been requested every time we have a conference with dealers or anything. It's popping up, and we know we are more than convinced you need that. So now we are working with the team and see how it can be accommodated. So I'll check with Raluca what's the latest update on that one, because I'm not aware about the timeline, if there is a timeline associated with that. So I'll come back to you about that, Thomas. No, I see Thomas, but it's not Thomas. Sorry. So yeah, I'll come back to you about that. Oh no, this is you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because you said Fabian, so I was a bit upset.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'll come back to you about that, Thomas. I will ask Raluca, and then I will wait for her feedback, and I will send that answer to in my email with the deck and the link of the recording.
Please.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank
Any
you.
other question, guys? You're welcome, Thomas. No? Okay, so thanks so much for staying a bit longer with me. I'm sorry I've been too chatty today. I wish you a very good day, very good afternoon, and take care. Thanks, Vivek.
Okay, thank you.